How are you?
Just waking up.
Just waking up.
Yeah, so my voice becomes yours in like 2 hours.
Oh, wow. Wow. Well, I'm so glad that you were able to make it. I'm Maria Moore at Magic 1075 97.5 in Atlanta.
I would never remember that if I worked there. Shout out
Yeah.
to you.
Well, I've been doing it for a minute. Well,
Yeah.
congratulations on everything. You're an amazing artist. I actually found out about you a couple of years ago through your video on YouTube.
Oh,
And
you
it's
to that
interesting.
one.
Huh?
It's to that one.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure that's how a lot of people have discovered you.
Hmm.
And my cousin, who's like in his 50s, showed me the YouTube video, and I was just so impressed because he had such great taste in music, and you have a very huge, diverse fan base.
I've been learning that the older folk rock with me. I like it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Not just older people. I'm talking about, you go to your concert, you're gonna see a little bit of everything, right?
No, for sure. It's a very diverse concert. I can't
Yeah.
remember that, but I mean, I was like, yeah, back in 2018, my concerts are diverse.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, trap house jazz. One thing that's really interesting about you is I would say that you're probably a person's favorite artist. I
Oh, yeah?
remember talking to Ro James earlier this year, and he was just so excited about your feature on his album. I remember him going down all of the tracks, and when he talked about you, he just kind of lit up. How does that make you feel, that admiration from other artists?
I like artists. I get along with musicians and producers and kind of like the nerdier artists, the ones that
Mm.
will actually kind of know what's going on with the harmonies or the chords and such. And I see Bro James as one of those people, you know what I mean? So I get along with people like that.
Yeah, yeah. I like nerdy artists too. I like the deep soul artists. I was looking at one of your interviews and I saw you referencing a song that you were listening to by Shantae Can, who
Oh, I
is
love
someone
her.
that we love here in Atlanta. Who are some of your favorite artists right now that you're listening to?
Oh, good question. Yesterday I was listening to Cautious Clay.
Mm.
I'm back on my Slum Village vibe for some reason, so I can't tell
Oh,
anybody new. But I've been doing that for some reason because I mean, yeah, that's kind of getting my spirit right.
yeah. Oh, Climax is like my favorite Slum Village song. What's your favorite Slum Village song?
Fly Girl is my top right now.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like a deep
yeah.
cut. Or the Untitled Fantastic was the one I bumped you last night.
Hmm. And you have that vibe, you have like this golden era, jazzy, hip hop, trap house jazz, I guess, vibe. That was a perfect name. How did you come up with that?
I mean, trap it's hilarious. Trap House Jazz was when I was 15 years old. So I feel like at the time you're just trying to belong. You're trying to find like a collective, a place or whatever like that. It's I don't know what it's become now. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like Renaissance man, multifaceted. I just like jam sessions and what comes from that. But I think at the beginning it was just like my approach to music was trap house jazz. I like blending genres, you know what I'm saying? And I love my version of being Jamaican, my version of being South African, and what that sounds like on wax, So constantly changing, extremely Gemini-ish. Front facing, I'm very smooth, but behind the scenes, like I'm just mad nerdy and geeky.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, Gemini. That totally explains it.
Yep.
That video in Jamaica.
It was cool because I got to kind of feel the effect of it because it really works out there. Like I played it for producers out there and like it made it a thing.
Mhm. The new album. And I do see that you have Studying Abroad, the EP, that's coming as well. What can we expect from that?
I think the goal is just to show growth and like the versatility because I like a lot of different types of music, So some people were surprised to hear me on an Afrobeat esque thing, but like I listened to a lot of Afrobeat. It started with Malik Berry and kind of went deeper from there. But the project, the EP, has just a lot of it's showing my pen game step up. I'm
Mhm.
singing better. I think my harmonies are a little bit more dexterity. So it's just an update before I get y'all to the real musical version of myself.
Yeah, that's interesting that people would be surprised that you would, go the Afrobeat route because I feel like you're so diverse. So I don't think that anything you did would really surprise me. Because when I think about the influences that you've talked about in terms of, starting out like Najee, listening to Najee when you were younger, and you
Yeah.
talked about Jamie Foxx being an influence, and you have and it really also singing, starting to sing, um, you know, actually later as a young adult. Is there anything that you tried to do that was like really challenging that you couldn't conquer as easily as you did in terms of music and singing?
I think it was the songwriting personally, because how I like to write songs isn't the popular way. Like there's certain like buzzwords that people are like, "Ooh, you just said the word savage," or you know what I mean. Like there's certain stories that I don't relate to. So like my writing would kind of not reach that audience, whoever this audience is, which I became cool with because I've been around this world many times, and the songs that I wrote were resonating with people internationally. But I mean, I think just the songwriting, I wanted to keep on experimenting. Like, can I reach this crowd if I felt like it? And so this project is just, different attempts of different styles.
Yeah, yeah. And it seems like you write a lot from experiencing. How has traveling impacted the way you write music?
I mean, honestly, I just have conversations with people. I have conversations and I eat a lot of food. So it's like we got a restaurant, we got just a meeting of any sort, and then what we talk about there kind of becomes a song eventually, just because it's an interesting topic. But yeah, that's
Yeah,
my thing.
yeah, yeah. So what are the tracks that you're most excited about on the new EP?
Man, can I talk about it? All right, man, so I can talk about it. I think personally, my favorite is By Felicia. I think Atlanta's gonna love that one a lot. I have like this interesting group chat where I know what place is gonna love what record. I think we just place bets. My
Yeah,
bet's on By Felicia. That's gonna be a
yeah,
cool one. And my favorite is Polygamy. That's like that's the one people gonna yell at me about just because it's not long enough, I don't think.
yeah, yeah. I mean, you definitely create tracks that make people want more. With this pandemic and everything, we've had to make so many adjustments. I think
Oh,
that there's been so many people talking about self reflections, and some people even identifying things that they want in life that they probably didn't think that they wanted before. Has there been anything that stood out for you in terms of revelations about yourself and things that have changed in terms of your wants and desires?
I think I learned how many things I don't need. I would say
Mm.
that. Because I mean, coming up, I just have a very interesting group of people I came up with. Like I used to live with K Camp for a little bit. I used to
Oh,
live with yeah.
wow.
Yeah, there's a bunch of fun facts with whose couch I was on. But I feel like being around certain energies, I'm like, all right, now I'm buying motorcycles and jewelry and clothes and this and that, which was fun at the time. But I mean, I don't really need that much. Like I got my instruments, I got my laptop, a little journal, whatever. But I've really minimized what I'm actually using these days, and I feel like that's what the whole pandemic taught me. Like I'm cool. I'm cool off all that. Headphones, phone, Wi-Fi.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think that's good. Simplicity. That's a great revelation. So,
I mean, it is.
there's a lot of things going on in the world right now. Lots of things in terms of the election and social injustices and things of that nature. What would you
Mm.
say, is a good place of peace or healing point for other people? I know specifically with you, maybe music is a way, a creative space, but what are your
Mhm.
thoughts on it and how have you been handling it? And has it impacted the way you write music?
It actually has, because like if you talked to me maybe 2 years ago, I'm all escapism. Like I don't want to hear about nothing. I don't want to disturb what I've created. But as I've gotten older, I talk to the people who I buy clothes from, and a lot of it is from Nigeria. A lot of it is from the diaspora and all that. And so I get educated on what's going on because it's like I can't just be experiencing your clothes or listening to your music and not care about what's going on in your culture. So I have a lot of conversations. I donate a lot more to like specific places that it could be effective. And I've even written some songs about just how I feel about certain things. And it's not my bag. I'll leave it to J. Cole or Kendrick. But I mean, just my version of just speaking on things, I'm starting to do that.
Yeah, That's dope. That's dope. You know, I was talking earlier about you being a person's favorite artist, and when I go through your posts, I do see artists like I saw Jazzy Jeff commenting, and
Oh,
Melanie
I love them.
Fiona, and people on Shantae Can, who I talked about earlier, and people are just really excited about you as an artist, and I think you've achieved something very unique because when you think about commercial radio and a hit and writing a hit, I think a lot of artists
Mm.
want to do what you've done, and kind of own that creative lane. What advice would you have for someone who's trying to stay as true to themselves as possible but trying to break out in the industry?
I mean, know your why, because I feel like if you're growing to just grow, you'll just kind of like grow in this weird shape. But if you kind of really have a structure, you'll kind of fill into this form. That's what my mother told me last night. And that's kind of how I'm trying to do it because again, that chasing a hit thing, it's a thing, you know,
Yeah.
especially if you experience any iteration of it, you want that again. But I don't know, like at the end of the day, there's two types of fans. There's the ones that know you from the radio single, and there's the ones that drove 13 hours because they know your mixtape and they want to hear
Yeah.
that song.
Yeah.
So that person loves you a different way, and that's who I'm investing into. So if they love me as well, cool. But just so y'all know, I only wear silk like one day out of the week. I'm mostly nerdy, mostly
Yeah.
nerdy.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Well, Masego, we love everything that you're doing. You definitely have the support of our radio station here in Atlanta. I'm
Appreciate
sure
it.
that you probably miss performing live, and we're definitely looking forward to seeing you on stage here. What do you miss the most about doing live shows?
People. Like, I mean, every show is different for me. Like, I actually care. Like, I actually care about who's at the show, who drove, who got their makeup done and their wig. I'm not gonna throw water and mess your install up. Like, every show is different, and I feel like everybody used to get a different version of me, but we'll do it again. And I heard y'all doing shows out there. Like, Shensia was out there.
Well, yeah, I
Perform.
mean, we're making it work. People are driving up, they're pulling up in their cars.
I'm seeing.
We put it all on the line for some good music out here. So we try to make it work, but we have a really dope spot here. We do this thing called Magic After Dark that you would be great for. I could just see you there with a live band and people just vibing and feeling the music because your music
Yeah,
is to be felt, not just heard. So
for
we
sure.
really appreciate that. And again, appreciate your time. Always grateful for the love and support, especially with you just waking up and all, and wishing you continued success. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you. Thank you for talking to me.
All right, take care.